One of the things I like to do on this channel is talk about up-and-coming games that potentially could pique our interest and sink our hundreds and hundreds of hours of gameplay into. And this playlist is appropriately named New Worlds on the Horizon. I like to focus on games that I got my eye on and potentially something we could play down the road. Well, today I want to talk about this company behind me, the people that created it, and the game they're looking at making. I personally am super excited about this venture, and although it's very early on in the stages of development, and ideally when I highlight a game that I think might be something we'll play down the road, I like it to be a little further advanced. I'm so interested in this game that I wanted to create a video to kind of start off the adventure of this journey with Fantastic Pixel Castle and the players and people involved. I hope you'll join me and stick around. We got a lot to talk about. We'll see you on the other side. So before we get into the game, let's talk about the person that's driving this adventure, and that is none other than Greg Street. Greg Street, if you don't know, his journey in gaming is nothing short of legendary. His career began at Ensemble Studios, where he contributed to the Age of Empires series as a lead game designer. His vision and expertise in game mechanics were instrumental in shaping this iconic game. With that success, Street then moved to Blizzard Entertainment, climbing the ranks to become the lead systems designer for World of Warcraft. His tenure there was marked by innovative gameplay, enhancements, and expansions that helped shape the world of Azeroth. Street's next big leap was with Riot Games. As the executive producer, his work significantly influenced League of Legends, one of the most popular MOBAs in the world. And for those of you that don't know, MOBAs stands for Multiple Online Battle Arenas. In 2023, Greg Street embarked on a new chapter, founding Fantastic Pixel Castle. This studio, backed by NetEasy Games, is a remote-first structured endeavor, embracing modern work dynamics. Street's vision is to blend his rich experience with fresh perspectives in creating Ghost, a AAA fantasy MMORPG. Ghost is still shrouding in mystery, but it's touted to be a game that redefines the fantasy MMORPG genre. With Street's track record, expectations are high for innovative gameplay, immersive storytelling, and groundbreaking mechanics. The team at Fantastic Pixel Castle is a blend of industry veterans and new talents. Each member brings a wealth of experience and creativity, having worked on games. Fantastic Pixel Castle's team brings decades of experience building beloved MMOs, as well as other leading games and products from across tech and creative industries. The following is the team: Greg Street, who's the studio head and game director; Bart Tiagzan, sorry Bart, I butchered your name, principal concept artist; Brian Holenka, gameplay designer and director; Cam Dunn, CTO; Candice Thomas, content design director; David Kubalik, art director; Ed Alterfer, user experience director; Graham Berger, principal game designer; James Doverspike, engineering leadership; Jamie Vital, operations director; John Spector, VP of business; Christina Swanberg, VP of product; Lisa Ohanian, production director; and Shanti Blees, VP of IP. This is the team. Their collective expertise sets a strong foundation for Ghost. As for Ghost, the studio remains tight-lipped about specifics. However, the buzz suggests a game that builds upon traditional MMO elements while introducing novel concepts. Accept a world rich in lore, dynamic environments, and a gameplay experience that promises both depth and accessibility. Greg Street's journey from Ensemble Studios to the helm of Fantastic Pixel Castle is a testament to his enduring passion and innovation in game design. Ghost represents not just a new game, but a new era in MMORPGs, driven by a team that's as diverse in talent as it is in experience. In Ghost, you travel to world shards to power up your characters, bring back resources, and build your fledgling civilization by growing and supporting the city's diverse and ever-changing factions. In turn, you'll see the city grow and evolve over time based on the choices and actions of players just like you, as an epic story unfolds season over season. The world of Ghost is an original IP designed from the ground up to create rich and immersive gameplay. It's a fantasy world of heroic adventure where you seek clues to uncover the mysteries of the world and engage with allies and enemies who have diverse motivations, actions, and secrets. You will fight with axes and crossbows and magic, but we do not want to avoid the tropes of fantasy that you've already seen hundreds of times. For example, there are no elves or orcs in Ghost. They're pouring their passion into IP development early in order to build something that you can enjoy for decades to come. In Ghost, you will alternate between private realms that they're calling blue shards for us and our friends, and more public red shards that deliver a more traditional, massively multiplayer experience. Blue shards play a bit like a survival game. You and your friends can gather resources, construct bases, and adventure out into the wilderness. Blue shards are extremely variable, ensuring a place full of new discoveries and challenges, guaranteeing that you'll never see the same blue shard twice. Because the blue shards belong to you, your efforts on them are persistent and permanent. If you prefer a more competitive experience, you can host or join blue shards focused on guild rivalry or even guild versus guild PvP. On the other hand, red shards are crafted by some of the best world artists and encounter designers to provide a signature, massively multiplayer experience with many players at once. Red shards in Ghost are some of the most challenging places in the game to survive, so your group will need to band together with other groups to defeat world bosses, collect critical resources, and even open the gates to the endgame raiding instances. We expect some of you may prefer blue or red shards, but the core way to play Ghost is to travel between both regularly, as well as to Ghost Central City. Now, that was the gameplay. How is potentially the setup and the world of Ghost? Well, imagine standing on the weathered cobblestone of an ancient city. In the sky above, you are seemingly endless shards, broken worlds, a cornucopia of biomes that promise unlimited adventure and mystery. You are one of the survivors of an apocalypse lost to memory, and the rebuilding of the world now lies on your shoulders. You know, one of the things I like of what I've read and researched so far about the development of Ghost is how they're incorporating and trying to understand how gamers are going to receive this game. And I truly believe Ghost is a game made by gamers, and we'll explore that in later videos. But one of the things I found interesting is how Greg and team describe how Ghost will fit into a gamer's life. And they say the following: we know there are sweaty raiders out there who will be excited to invest hundreds of hours in Ghost. Awesome. You'll have plenty to do, including making new characters, discovering new blue shards with different and game-changing rules, and of course, raiding. We know others of you out there want to play lots of other amazing games in addition to Ghost. Our story unfolds in chapters, so when you finish a chapter, there's a great time to take a break and know you won't get left behind when the next chapter comes out. As far as what we know so far about classes in the game, Greg and team go on to say, in keeping with the spirit of giving you lots of ways to play, Ghost is extremely alt-friendly, so that time invested in one character benefits all of your characters. And this matters because there are dozens of character classes in Ghost. Our hope is that you can find a class that really speaks to you. There will be many ways to fill tanking, healing, and damage dealing roles, some of which will be iconic and some of which will be a little weird. While you will have several class options when Ghost launches, even more will be available as rewards within the game. Having a new class to try out is a great way to play with different groups of friends. So as far as when, where, and how can we play Ghost, the goal is to move as quickly as we can in development, and we have many advantages that will help us bring Ghost to you faster than is typical for a AAA game. We will also include you in early in development and are committed to making even major changes based on your feedback. We will bounce ideas off of interested players from time to time, and when we are ready for playtesters, we will absolutely make sure you know. Our initial development efforts are focused on PC, and ideally we will ship on console as well. We plan to ship our game globally and to localize it into many languages. And while it's too soon to go into a lot of detail about Ghost's business model, and seriously, it is still evolving, don't worry about excessive gacha mechanics, endless loot boxes, pay to win, or the like. We want you to feel good about investing your time and money in this experience. We are unbelievably excited about the opportunity to make this game for you and with you. Wow, guys, this one is at the top of my list. I know this is very early. Like all I have is images from, Fantastic Pixel Castle's website. There's no gameplay footage. There's no early artwork. That's how fresh and new this is. But I have to say, I've done a lot of research on this company and specifically Greg Street, which, wow, what a resume. He was at Riot, Blizzard, and a ton of other companies. He's got a wealth of experience. But what I really enjoyed about researching this game and the people behind it, specifically Greg Street, is the fact that, and this is what makes me very optimistic for Ghost, is a couple of things. Number one, this is a game being designed and led by a gamer. Like Greg, is a marine biologist by trade, right? And he wasn't happy with that role and he was a gamer. All he wanted to do was play games. And from what I've read, he stopped doing his career because he wanted to find a way how he could incorporate his love of gaming to not only play games, but to make games. And that's what led him down his path with his career, with those big studios and being involved with some of the most epic games ever created. And it's that pedigree that leads me to believe that this game is going to be one to watch out for. Now, there is no release date. We have no idea. We don't know if this is 2 years, 1 year, 5 years, 10 years. But I can tell you this. I've read a lot and watched a lot of interviews done specifically with Greg Street. And I have to say, a lot of good things I picked up on. The fact that he doesn't want to take forever to make this game. He's gone out of his way to say, we want the players to have, to be involved in development of this game, but also they're going to set boundaries as to what can be up for grabs as far as changing or modifying and what really can't and is the core of the game, and they feel it needs to be that way because if it's not, then it's going to change their ideal state of the game. So I love the fact that he knows, hey, yeah, sure, I can open it up for full interaction with gamers and, you know, see you in 20 years, right? He's smart enough, at least in my opinion, to understand that they're going to set some ground rules, and there's certain things we're not going to have a discussion on. Of course, they can modify, and if something is so important to the player base, I'm sure they'll modify it. But they have their direction, and yes, things may change, and they've admitted that. But they kind of know where they're going, and they're still developing it. So it's a ways away. Like I said, I don't think we're talking years and years and years. I really do think this is a game that's going to be out in the next, I don't know, 24 months, 36 months. Hopefully not, because I'm super excited about this game. But I wanted to share this with you because I think this one's going to be a good one. I have a good feeling about this. And it's solely based off, in my opinion, whether it's a company, whether it's a studio, game development, when you have good leadership and you have someone that's steering the bus, steering the boat, whatever, steering the car, whatever transportation mode you want to make an analogy with, when you have someone that has a good sense of direction and knows kind of what they want to do and is willing to hire a team and let them do what they're good at, and has the hindsight to know he can't do it all by himself, and he's willing to listen to the player base, I think that's a recipe for success. The other thing is I find Greg's personality very intriguing. He's very transparent. Seems like he's very honest guy. Again, I've never met the man, but I'm going from a lot of the literature I read and a lot of the interviews I've seen being conducted with him. And at the end of the day, he's a gamer. He understands games. You know, he understands how to develop games. Not only does he have the pedigree behind it, but unlike other games out there where they're being made and developed and designed by people that don't play games, I think that also lends itself to something, again, to a recipe that could lends itself to being successful. I'm super excited. He's combining the MMO and RPG genre together. This is, you know, in previous segments, I mentioned that Ghost is going to have red and blue shards, you know, one being more open world and you can experience the vast world and do events and things in the open world that kind of reset. And then there's the other side that handles the player that wants to make something more custom and unique in their world, and they get to choose who comes into that world. So it, you know, they talk about PvP, you know, raiding, which I love raiding. Super stoked about that. Like it really seems to combine a lot of the good things that gamers that like to play MMORPGs are looking for. I from the sounds of it, it all sounds really, really good. I'm super stoked about this game. I keep saying it over and over. I am definitely keeping my eye on this, and I wanted to do this video to show you guys what I've been researching and looking at. You know, we have mentioned some really good games to look out for. One of them just currently went into a beta test. Unfortunately, I didn't get a key for it. But you know, so far the games that we're highlighting on, you know, New Worlds on the Horizon look like they're panning out. So I really hope Fantastic Pixel Castle and Greg Street and team can deliver on Ghost. It sounds epic. Okay, everyone, that'll do it for the video. New Worlds of the Horizon, Ghost. Look it up. Check it out. There's a lot of content on YouTube, you know, Reddit, X. Go check it out. Inform yourself. See what you think. If it's maybe something that you will put on your radar. And I promise you, on this one, I will definitely keep you up to date and informed. This is a game that I really think I'm going to sink my teeth in. If everything that they're saying is going to become true, and also, I forgot to mention in a previous segment, this game is going to be done on the Unreal Engine 5. So it's going to be wow. Graphically, it's going to be stunning. And there's a lot of things that I didn't mention that Greg goes on to discuss in some of the interviews that he did. And just this whole methodology, his model of how he wants to approach things, it's so refreshing to hear. And I'm really looking forward to the evolution of this game. So thank you for watching this video. Let me know your comments. Have you heard anything? What has your experience, if anything, has been on Ghost? Like, these are some really high pedigree. These are like a lot of players that are part of Fantastic Pixel Castle that have really good pedigree. Wow, I'm super excited about it. So let me know what you've heard, and what are your thoughts on what we discussed in this video today. I would really appreciate it. And also, if you can like, comment, and subscribe the video, I would really appreciate it. We're creating a little community here that's growing every day, so thank you very much. And they coinly have named it the Caps Waypoint, so hit that subscribe button. I would really appreciate it. It doesn't cost you anything. Come and join us at the Caps Waypoint. We're all here waiting for you. We'd love to have you. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching, and hopefully we'll see you next time. Take care.